Welcome to the 100% Rotten Podcast, episode 43. I started off doing the podcast on Anchor. If you go on there, you'll see 1 through 42, which they're usually like around 10 minutes or a little less. I want to start off by talking about a couple people that I listen to so you could just know what kind of vibe I'm on. Tariq, Nasheed, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, Craig Smith, Corey Holcomb, Dewan B, Queen Amadea, Yurima Karama, Boyce, who else? I listen to a little Vicky Dillard, listen to Troy Terrain, Dr. Randy Short, go through listen to some of the elders sometimes, I listen to Phil Scott too, like his channel. A couple other folks I listen to, but that's kind of like the nucleus of the people who I listen to on a daily basis. So, that's kind of vibe I'm on, you know what I'm saying? So that way, if you get your panties in a bunch about anybody I listen to, we can go ahead and get that shit out the way now. You can get the fuck on. Oh, last but not least, shout out to D. Tubman. She really is like the goddamn Harriet Tubman of the internet. She's trying to bring Negroes to freedom. Some of them want to go, some of them don't. And the ones that don't want to go to freedom, we ain't about to let you go back and tell massa on us. So, sometimes D got to roast motherfuckers. That's just what it is. But shout out to D. Tubman, because she actually put a lot of people on to a lot of these, people on YouTube. Sometimes they put out stuff on Instagram, and that's how I got familiar with Tariq Heavy, was because of her doing the Instagram thing that made me go look for him. But anyway, one thing that's been on my mind the last couple weeks is this great reset shit. That could be with finances, or spirituality, every aspect of our life. They want to control. And I think they want to set the narrative. When you want to change things, when you want to control things, you have to set the narrative. You can't set the narrative and somebody else is controlling you. That's not how it works. You have to set the narrative. When things went right for me in life, it was me setting the narrative. It was me grabbing the bull by the horns and doing what the fuck I wanted to do, knowing it was the right way. When things didn't go right is when I hesitated, bullshitted, second-guessed myself, right? Don't do that. You set the narrative, and that's what they're attempting to do. Yes, 2020 has been a shit show for some people, but to other people, it's been pretty good. We've been getting paid, Yes, it's a lot of death going on, but shit, that shit ain't exclusive to 2020. They got this shit going on with Donald Trump and Biden, and I don't know if the president is elected or elected. I don't have no fucking idea, but I think it's all some bullshit, right? I think Trump not wanting to get out of office is shit. It's kind of like the grafted people not wanting to give up their position. You know what I'm saying? The grafted man don't want to give up his position, and he's been superbly evil and superbly good at doing this rotten shit he's been doing for so long. They know it's coming to an end, so they got to ride this till the wheels fall off, and they got to set the narrative. When you're sick, what the fuck happens? You get the chills, you start sweating, body starts heating up, temperature out of control, because your body is trying to eliminate what the fuck is wrong with it, right? Hey, the fucking planet. It's been getting fucked up for a while now. So the planet is like, you know what? Let me get rid of this bullshit. So, yeah, the fucking glaciers is melting and all this bullshit. The planet is going through a great reset. So the grafted man is like, oh, I'm going to beat you to the punch, Mother Nature. I'm going to do this shit first. You ain't beating the goddamn planet. It's going to take more than some grafted motherfuckers to beat the planet, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway. So that might be a little bit too much what I'm thinking about as far as the great reset. But you can do this stuff, in your own life. You can, no matter what position you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter how fucked up you think things are, you can reset things, but you have to start now. You can't start tomorrow. You can't start next week. You have to start now. Have a great reset in your own fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, one thing I was thinking about too is this. I know, sometimes I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball with information, but there's a book called What We Believe on Amazon, right? Tariq was talking about this a couple weeks ago. Dr. Randy Short touched on it too. Man, that book is fucked up, man. And they got a black kid on the cover. I've always been the type of person to get very infuriated when people use me for their goals or their alternative, things. Like with the Black Lives Matter. They use black, but then they'll go get a specific type of black person who doesn't identify with black people at all and just use that whole thing for their agenda. They don't stand for no black family, I'll tell you that. They don't stand for foundational black Americans. They do not stand for descendants of American slaves. They don't. They're fucked up people. They're getting all kind of donations and money, and nobody I know is getting no fucking money from Black Lives Matter. I want to say fuck them. And you know it's some bullshit when you look on the goddamn NBA, you see Black Lives Matter on there, you see Black Lives Matter splattered everywhere. Only George Soros can get hookups like that. If me and you come up with a goddamn organization with the word black in it, or anything that has to do with Aboriginal people from here in the United States, shit ain't gonna fly. People ain't gonna fuck with it. We know that, but the grassroots can fuck with it. Anyway, what else am I thinking about here? Me and my old lady watching the show on Netflix called I think it's called Alone. And they put out these contestants out in the middle of nowhere, and they gotta survive, right? Whoever stays there the longest wins. So when the show first comes on, you don't know who's going to survive, but you think you get a general idea because you see how certain contestants handle themselves the first couple of days or whatever. You see them out there in the wilderness the first couple of days, and some people look better than others. Whenever you see a black guy, you root for the brother. And it was a guy on there named Ray, and the reason I remember him is because Ray, and the motherfucker Ray from goddamn Star Wars, right? Crying, screaming Ray through the whole goddamn movie. Well, this guy Ray in this show Alone looked like he was doing good. This motherfucker eats a squirrel because these motherfuckers out in Alaska in the middle of nowhere. So they're hunting and living like nomads, living off the land. This motherfucker eat a squirrel, then the goddamn next day this motherfucker's crying and shit, talking about he ate his friend. I'm like, man, come on, brother, stop it. This motherfucker, man, only black guy on the show, acting like a chump. I'm not out there in the wilderness, so easy for me to talk shit from the comfort of my home, right? And don't get me wrong, it's other people on the show who cried or broke down, but these motherfuckers have been there a month, haven't eaten in 4 or 5 days, and this motherfucker eating alright, he's straight, crying about a goddamn squirrel. Shouldn't have ate the motherfucker, man. You gonna be crying and shit. But anyway, we always gotta look crazy when we on TV, man. They just always try to make us look crazy, but sometimes we do it to ourselves, right? Another thing too, Mobilize, whether it's stop asking people what the fuck out. What are we supposed to do? You must not have any kind of sense if you don't know what to do. If a guy steps on your shoe, you know what to do. And I don't mean that in no good or bad way. I just mean you know how to react. You know how to say, damn, man, why you stepping my foot? Or swing on them, or whatever the fuck you do as an individual. Do you get up and go to work? Do you eat every day? Like, what the fuck do you do? Do you go around asking, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? If you don't know what the fuck to do, then shit. Just curl up under a rock somewhere and die. If you got any kind of sense, you should know what the fuck to do. Like, for instance, I'm an audio person. So at the very least, I could do what I'm doing now. Just record some shit on my goddamn phone, put it into my program, edit it, put it online. I mean, that is the very least I can do, among other things. But this is simple. If you got a fucking printer at your house you ain't using, type some goddamn shit up, type some flyers up, put some information up, pass the shit out to people you know. Start a blog online. The shit is, you can find free website builders and shit like that. Whatever is in your power to do, just do it. Mobilize in some kind of way. There is strength in numbers. I do understand that a lot of us, we're on our tribal stuff, and that's understandable because a lot of people bullshit you and all that kind of stuff. If you can find somebody that's down with you for real and you know this, try to mobilize with them. See what they're good at, see what you're good at, and just keep that circle tight. If you know somebody who's a bullshitter, hey, I understand. Don't fuck with them because I'm the same way. If somebody is bullshitting, I don't want to fuck with them. Fuck Van Jones. Fuck Roland Martin. Fuck Cop Mala. Fuck what's the chick name? Candace. Fuck her. I don't really touch on the coons too much. I don't give a fuck about them. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on them, make sure they ain't trying to come stab you in the back, literally, because they're doing it figuratively. So, but I don't really touch on them motherfuckers too much. So, over and out. Until next time. Peace.